Well, let's head to Westminster. We can talk to the Shadow Chancellor, John McDonnell. Good morning to you. I will warn you as well, we've got Lucy Fisher from The Times and David Willits from The Sun here, in case they want to chip in as well, Mr McDonnell, which they may wish to. Let's look at the results in so far. It's got to be a disappointing night for you.
Well, it's mixed results, definitely. Been a tough night. There has been some disappointments, but it hasn't been the wipeout in some areas that some of the polls were predicting. And if you look in Doncaster, we won the mayor on the first ballot, which was very good. Do you know, west of England, where people never gave us much of a hope in west of England, we came within 5,000 votes of winning that, so that was a good result. And in Wales, where there were predictions of a wipeout, and Theresa May went down to a campaign in Newport. We held on to Newport. Where we've lost in Wales is where we picked up seats from the independents in both Merthyr Tydfil and Blaenau Gwent. They've reverted to independence. So, again, it looks fairly positive in Cardiff. We haven't got the result yet, but it looks pretty positive. So
but Blaenau Gwent was considered in many respects a Labour heartland, wasn't it?
No, it was independent before before the 2012 elections. And again, both of Merthyr Tydfil and Blaenau Gwent have had independence tradition there over a period of time. Now, in terms of, you just take the West of England result, where we came within 5,000 of winning it. On the first ballots in most of the parliamentary seats in Bristol, Labour would have won. So it is mixed results, but I don't underestimate how tough it is. And obviously what we need to do now is move on to the general election campaign. Our manifestos from all the parties will be published in the next couple of weeks, and I think you'll see that the support for our policies are incredibly strong, and we'll translate that into support for the party.
What about support for your leader? I mean, one candidate, and you can pick this up from just about any newspaper you like this morning, but one candidate telling The Times today that Jeremy Corbyn is radioactive on the doorstep. Oh,
I can understand any candidate who's lost. I can understand their disappointment. But you'd look at South Wales. He campaigned in Cardiff. He campaigned in South Wales. And again, we're not having the threatened doom and gloom that the pollsters and others predicted.
And yet, on the results in so far, and I know there's a lot more still to come, there's an average swing from Labour to the Conservatives since 2013 of 7%.
Well, we'll see as the other results come in, particularly in the northwest. Remember, the Tories have targeted the northwest in particular, both in Manchester, and we'll see the Manchester result this afternoon, and Liverpool, and I think that will balance things up. We'll see. But as I say, what's happening is interesting, and as our campaign gets more airtime, because we're on a general election campaign, we're finding support for our policies, and as Jeremy gets more airtime, I think people are beginning to see the real Jeremy Corbyn's character emerge and being supportive. That's why, by the way, we want the debate on TV with Theresa May, because there's this contrast between an open campaign on behalf of the Labour Party, Jeremy touring around, meetings open to everybody, meeting people out in large meetings out in open air as well, with this robotic campaign from the Conservatives. And we're saying, look, let's have a proper democratic debate, have the televised debate between the leaders, between the Prime Minister and Jeremy Corbyn, and let people see both the policies and the character of the individuals.
Lucy.
John McDonnell, you say that people need more time to see Jeremy Corbyn and hear about his policies. He's been Labour leader for almost 2 years now. This is the third year in a row that Labour's lost ground in the local elections. That is unprecedented for any party in opposition. Doesn't that say something about Labour's longer-term prospects?
I think it says something about the way the media have covered him. Now we're in a general election campaign, and the media are forced to give some balance, the televised broadcast media. I think what you're seeing is the advocacy of our policies is that we're picking up support, and as Jeremy gets more media time, people are seeing the real character of the man, this decent, honest, strong leader in terms of principles and how to go forward. In that way, I think you'll see, particularly once we launch our manifesto, you'll see this, well, the whole campaign begin to turn the tide.
It is, though, no doubt, worrying as it currently stands, John McDonnell. I mean, every political party is going to put, their own positive light on this as much as they can. That's how these things work. Well, as Lucy said, it's the third time in a row that this has happened. That's unprecedented, and it is certainly not a positive night for the Labour Party. That's got to set some alarm bells ringing.
Well, let's go back, shall we, the way the things are reported last year, because every parliamentary by-election we won. And in terms of the local government elections last year, we matched Ed Miliband at his highest. that was reported in some way as defeat within the media. It wasn't. It was a success. And if you look at what's happening now, all the polls, and look what happened in Wales, all the polls and all the commentators were predicting absolute wipeout. In South Wales, we're holding on and we're doing well in some areas like Cardiff, which again, people expected us to lose. In addition, Newport, where the Prime Minister herself campaigned to win the seat, win the area, we've actually held on and won. And in North Wales, we've had some positives as well. So actually, I think we're demonstrating that when we start opening up the debate, we get balanced media airtime, broadcast media airtime, we're winning the argument on policy, and we're beginning to change attitudes towards Jeremy Corbyn himself as well.